Good morning, all of you. This is ODL class, Block 1, Unit 1, Managerial Economics. The first unit is Introduction to Managerial Economics. In this class, we are going to introduce the subject and some of the definition related to managerial economics. What are the features of managerial economics? The difference between the traditional economics and managerial economics. What are the functions of a manager? That is, role of managerial economics in business, and how the decision making is made. For that, how we have to conduct systematic decision making. After completing all this, we will summarize the topic and I'll give some of the keywords and what will be the semester end questions. The main objective of this particular topic is to understand the fundamental concepts of managerial economics and to know the role and responsibilities of a manager, and to use the economic concept to understand the business and solve the business problem, that is managerial problems. Let us start the class. The managerial economics is a subject which deals with decision making in a business practices. It is a branch of microeconomics which bridges the economic theories with practices. The managerial economics is an integral part of economics which allows all the concepts that are useful for business decision making. In easy words, we may say it is an economic discipline dealing with both economic and non-economic concepts which are used in business practices in order to make an optimal decision making. The other synonymized name for managerial economics are, it may be called as business economics, or some people may call it as decision making economics. It is a executive economics. Normally, it is a management economics. That is, this particular thing we are using for business decision making. Let us move to the first topic, that is definition. The different authors have defined the term managerial economics in different ways. The following are some of the definition for managerial economics. Here we are giving two definitions, one by Milton H. Spencer and Louis Siegelman. According to them, the managerial economics is an integration of economic theory with business practices for the purpose of decision making and forward planning by the management. I'll repeat again. According to Milton H. Spencer and Louis Siegelman, managerial economics is the integration of economic theory with business practices for the purpose of facilitating the decision making and forward planning by the management. Another definition is there, E.F. Brigman and Papas. According to them, managerial economics is the application of economic theory and methodology to business administration and practices. From the above definition, what we understand that managerial economics integrates economic theory and business practice. Number two, it facilitates the decision-making process in business. The third one, it enhances the business practice through forward planning. And it is a subject used by the management for the business decisions. It is the application of theory and methodology in business administration. So we have to keep these 5 points. This is the meaning of managerial economics based on the above two definitions. It is to be noted that the managerial economics uses not only the economic concept but also some selected non-economic concepts which are useful in business decision making. So we can summarize, we can comprehensive view of a managerial economics is that managerial economics is a hybrid discipline extracted mainly from economics for business administration and management, along with the topics from mathematics, statistics, accounts, and operation research, which are useful in business decision making. So this is the real meaning of managerial economics. I will repeat again. Managerial economics is a hybrid discipline extracted mainly from economics for business administration and management, along with the selective topics from mathematics, statistics, accounts, or which are useful in business decision making. Now, let us move to the features of managerial economics. Managerial economics is an integration of economic theory with business practices. So, keeping this particular concept in mind, and we can list out the features. This is the way we can say these are the features we come across while we are studying the managerial economics. Number one, managerial economics is practical, realistic, and pragmatic for business. Number two, it is a science for business practice in decision-making process. The third one, it is both theoretical and practical in content, which helps for decision-making process. We should keep in mind this fourth feature is very important. It is micro in nature, but it provides room for macroeconomic concept also, like national income accounting, inflation, deflation, trade cycle, etc. So these are the topics also it is included, but basically it is micro in nature. The fifth one is it deals not only with the economic concept, but also the non-economic concept, which are useful in business practices. Consideration of technological know-how, external factors of business like environmental impact, social elements, political factors, and cultural values, all these also will be included in the managerial economics. And finally, the economic implication of other disciplines like mathematics, statistics, engineering, accounts, or psychology, all these discipline will be considered in order to facilitate the managerial decisions. So these 7 are the features of managerial economics. Once we want to discuss elaborately about the managerial economics, first we should know the difference between the managerial economics and the traditional economics. The traditional economics few centuries ago, but managerial economics is of 4 to 5 decades old. So there are a lot of difference between these two. The display table shows the difference between managerial and traditional. There are few factors which are considered to differentiate these two. First, we are considering the nature. Based on the nature, managerial economics is basically micro in nature, but traditional economics, it is both micro and macro in nature. While we are considering the approach, the managerial economics adopt normative approach, but traditional economics, it uses both positive and normative approaches. The third factor what we are considering is the factors of production. The managerial economics deals only one factor of production, that is the organization. There are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization. All 4 considered in the traditional, but in managerial economics, we are considering only one factor of production called organization. While we compare with the factor remuneration, as we are considering only one factor organization, managerial economics involve only with one factor remuneration called profit. But as all 4 factors are considered by traditional economics, the traditional economics include all 4 factors like rent, wage, interest, and profit. This is the main difference between managerial and traditional. While we compare with the content, the managerial economics include only the practical aspects of the economics of the business. It is not considering mainly only the practical, but traditional economics include both theory and practice as well, because it is few centuries ago. Then, while considering what are the concepts that we are discussing in these 2 subjects, the managerial economics include both the economic and non-economic concept, but the traditional economics never allow other discipline. It is only economic concept. Then about the subject, the managerial economics include many topics from the other subjects which are useful for the business. It may be mathematics, it may be statistics, it may be accounts, it may be engineering, or it may be psychology, whichever subject. But when it is useful for business decision, then it will be included in the managerial economics. But the traditional economic consists only economic theories and practice. Then we are going for the purpose. The purpose of managerial economics is to make an effective decision in a business. But aim of economics is not so. It is to attain the development and growth in a nation for the betterment of economic agents. It considers all economic, it's for the well-being. Then The next factor that we are considering is the optimization. The main objective of managed economics is to maximize the profit and minimize the cost. But the main object of the traditional economics is a social welfare, and we have to take a developmental activity in an economy. Finally, when we compare with the scope of these two subjects, the scope is very limited in business decision making. Why? Because it is restricted with the decision making only. But the scope of traditional economics is very wide, as it deals with all economic issues. Apart from these mentioned difference, there are many other differences between managerial and traditional. For example, economics had its origin of several centuries back, while managed economics started only with a few decades back. Generally, the specialized managed economy is called manager, administrator, or businessman, entrepreneur, whereas the special of economy is called economist. So, when the manager is taking a decision, he may be considered as an economist. Now, let us move to the next topic, is the role of managed economics. The managed economics guides the manager in business as it is developed for the purpose of making an effective decision in decision-making process in either in business or in any corporate world. This subject is mainly derived from microeconomics for conducting business within a focus or a macroeconomic concept, which is dealing with the external environment of business. By using the required concept mainly from economics, and it includes the topics from the other subjects also, which are related to business practices. Normally, the role of manager is divided into three categories. One is general duties, the second one is specific duties, and third one is the business responsibilities. The routine and day-to-day affair of a business is categorized under general duties. But when you say it is a specific task, then it is decided by the management, which has been categorized as a special duty. Whereas all the work considered as a business responsibilities. Apart from these two, any other work where the manager has to do, it is a general responsibility. Instead of mentioning the work of manager into general, specific, or responsibility, there is one easy way how the role of manager can be expressed. There are 13 prescribed functions for manager extracted from managed economics. The key is applicable for all discipline. However, it is off for the managerial economic to specify the role of manager. The key word of managed economics is ACT, Act. An instruction to the manager, which is present in all key factors of management and administration business. For example, the business economy relies on 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization. These 4 are called factors of production. See the word FACT or ACT is there in the factors of production. With the help of these 4 factors of production, the manager should start the production of products is called manufacturing. You can see the word ACT is available there, manufacturing. Once he or she needs to manufacture the product, it demands a place to produce, which is called factory. See the word factory, ACT is there. The purpose of manufacturing the product in a factory is to transact. See the word transact, ACT is available. Transacting the manufactured product in a factory must be up to the expectation of the consumer. How we have to pronounce it is called satisfaction. See the word satisfaction, ACT is available in that. In order to know the expectation of the consumer, the manager should reach the consumer through contact. See the word ACT is available. After understanding the requirement of the consumer, it is a duty of the manager to enter the legal binding with the supplier, distributor, or other stakeholders. It is called contract. Once again, see the word contract, it is ACT is available. After production and distribution of the product, the manager should get the feedback from the customer in order to improve or expand the business. It is called impact. For the purpose of endorsing the parties related to business, a manager should proceed. The work is called enact. See the word ACT is available. It is a duty of the manager to maintain the quality of the product by initiating the legislation, which is called act. Keeping the accounts for the business and sharing the essence of the business report is called abstract. The overall governance of business depends upon the particular D, known interact, which may be pave way for innovative new strategies and policies for the business, is called practice. Therefore, the role of manager starts before the handling the raw material. It's called factors of production, and you end with the after-sales service of the product. So, new business practice means it starts before starting the business and after completing after-sales service. So, the wide range of roles and responsibilities rely on the manager. In easy way, his work starts from forecasting the demand of the product before producing the product and ends with maintaining the customer who have received the finished product. So I'm summarizing here in this particular table shows the difference or the role of manager in a business. First one, factors of production. So in commerce or management, this particular topic dealing with land, labor, capital, and organization. If you take the word manufacturing, it is a materials management dealing with the material handling, that is raw material, semi-finished goods, unfinished goods. So this particular subject is used to call material management. It is available in MBA. Third one is about the factory. What are the duties in the factory? So dealing with the production process and production layouts in the type of industries. So this particular subject is also included in MBA as well as in a commerce subject. The fourth one is satisfaction. So related with that particular keyword, Six Sigma, total quality management, and supply chain management. These are the elective subject in management and of course in commerce also. Dealing with the quality control measures from production process to distribution process. The next keyword is transact. What are the roles and responsibilities related to that? Is called marketing management. It's dealing with the supplier, distributor, and consumer. The next keyword is contact. It is called human resource management. So dealing not only with the customer, but also with the employees. The next keyword is contract. It is a business law, mainly the Indian Contract Act 1972, dealing with the legal issues and other statutory provisions. And the next subject is strategic management. We used to call it as impact. It is dealing with the new method and strategies for improving the business. The next keyword is enact. What are the functions related with the enact? The next keyword is act, the legal system for business. It deals with government affairs like registering the company and preparing the prospects. Even filing a return coming under this particular category. The next keyword that we have to consider is abstract. This particular subject is dealing with financial accounts, management accounts in commerce and management MBA. It is dealing with the bookkeeping accounts for the purpose of auditing, which may include the financial management or corporate accounts and other maintenance services. The next keyword is more important: interact, customer relationship management, and business communication. These are the subjects we are dealing with commerce and MBA. Dealing with the customer, conducting market survey, or how to forecast the demand for existing product or a new product, all these things. The last keyword is practice. Business organization and management is a subject which gives all the list of duties for the manager. The system management for materials and production, and planning, organization, staffing, directing, all these things coming under this particular subject. So these are all the 13 keywords which enlist the role and responsibilities of a manager. The last topic is decision-making process. Here it is very much needed. It is a step-by-step process. First, we should list out what are all the alternatives available. So option 1, option 2, option 3, up to n number of options. Out of this particular option, the second step is to select a particular alternative. It is called decision making. This here only we need the help of the managerial economics. Then once it is decided, it should be executed. So that particular list of options, we have chosen particular option and we are going to implement that. After implementing, we have to get the feedback of it. That is whether it is full realization is achieved, or it's only partial realization or non-realization. So we have to divide into 3 categories after taking a decision. So decision-making process is of 4 steps. First, list out the alternative, choose the best alternative, implement the alternative, and get the evaluation report of that particular decision. So with this, we are completing the class. Let me summarize what we discussed in this particular class. First, we define what is managed economics, what are the features, how it differs from traditional economics, and what is the roles and responsibilities of managers. These are the things, and mainly it integrates the economics and business. The keywords are definition of managed economics, decision making process, and what we mean by forward planning. These are the keywords that they are used to ask. As far as section A question is concerned, they may ask how what do you mean by managed economics or define management. You have to write these 2 definitions I have mentioned by Spencer, Siegelman, and Merrickman and Pappas. And who is the manager is oftenly asking question. Coming to section B question, the possible question they may ask you to differentiate the traditional economics and managed economics. And in section C, they may ask what is the role and responsibilities of a manager or manager economist. With this, let me complete the class. If you have any doubt, kindly post your comment. Thank you very much.